Mummy's car is going to get a boo-boo. My mother told me that when I was a little girl, about 4 years old, I lived with my young parents in an apartment. My mum worked at a nursing home and would leave every morning and come back every night. One morning, I ran up to her saying, "Mummy, no go, Mummy's car is going to get a boo-boo," over and over. She of course thought I was just being a silly kid and said not to worry and that she would be okay. So she went to work and came back later on, nothing amiss. The next morning came, and I ran up to her saying the same, "Mummy's car is going to get a boo-boo," except this time, I was more frantic and hugging onto her. The same as the morning prior, she said that there wasn't anything to worry about and that she'd be okay. And finally she consoled me and she was off to work. Again, nothing peculiar happened, and everything went as usual. Now the next morning, I was hysterical, repeating the same thing. "Mummy, no go, Mummy's car is going to get a boo-boo." This time I was dragging from her ankles and wouldn't let her leave. I was crying and screaming and wouldn't let go of her. My father had to come peel me off of her as she left for work. That night on her way home from work, she was at an intersection, and the light was red. She was going to make a left, and when it turned green, she went to go. But for some reason, she remembered my freakouts for the past 3 mornings, and described that she heard my words in her head, "Mummy's car is going to get a boo-boo," and so she stopped and did not go at her green light. All of a sudden, a truck came barreling through the red light from the left side of the intersection and just missed my mom's car. She was stunned. She looked up at the light and it was still green, then looked around and made her left. Shaken, she pulled over after making the left. She was emotional, because if she had gone and made her left when the light first turned green and hadn't remembered what I said, her driver's side would have been obliterated by this truck running a red light which could have killed her. She pulled herself together, then proceeded to make her way back home. The next morning, when she went to leave for work, I put up no fight and only said goodbye and that I loved her. Could be a strange coincidence, what do you guys think?